Can't emphasize enough, do not attempt to approach this person.
That's the advice from Fort Smith Police as we hear from them for the first time as the search for a gunman continues. Police are searching for 19-year-old Jasmine Johnston, who's wanted for first-degree murder in connection with the shooting death of a 16-year-old. Police say she should be considered armed and dangerous. We've been following this story since the deadly shooting late Tuesday afternoon. Here's everything we know up to this point about the investigation. Police say they're searching for a suspect wanted for first-degree murder and aggravated robbery. This is the photo that Fort Smith Police released to us. Jasmine Johnston is in connection with this shooting. Police say the incident started near Elm Street and North 50th before ending at the southbound Interstate 540 on-ramp near Kelly Highway. Officers responded around 6 p.m. Tuesday and found the teen suffering from a gunshot wound. He was taken to a local hospital where he later died. We've talked with people in the community and organizations that work with children who say learning a teen has died is tragic. They say during this hard time, the community needs to come together and support our youth.
We have to pray for the young people as well as the families around to get them in right order. So if anyone needs to talk or need prayer or even just support, just to get it off their chest, we'll be glad to help.
Anyone with information is encouraged to contact Fort Smith Police. Channel 5 is still working to learn more about the victim as well as the exact timeline of events that led up to this deadly incident. We'll bring you those updates both on air and our website, 5newsonline.com. In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News. And Fayetteville police are investigating a death after a body was found in southeast Fayetteville. Sergeant Stephen Mock says officers responded to the area of South Stonebridge Road and Dead Horse Mountain on Wednesday evening. He says they received a call from someone flying a drone in the area who discovered the body. Police have not released any details yet about the cause of death. 5 News reporter Bo Russell is talking with police now, and we'll have updates starting on your 5 News First at 4. A Springdale bus driver pleaded guilty to driving while intoxicated after crashing a school bus earlier this year. Police say 70-year-old Don Russell crashed the school bus into a tree and a telephone pole back in March. Children were on board, but no one was hurt. Russell was sentenced to 1 day in jail with 364 days suspended. Other charges are now in Washington County Veterans Treatment Court, where if she completes drug court requirements, her case will be dismissed. A former teacher at Russellville High School is suing the district for firing him after he made comments online about Charlie Kirk. The Arkansas Civil Liberties Union, representing Joshua Duncan, filed a lawsuit against the school this week. According to the complaint, Duncan made a Facebook post the night of Charlie Kirk's assassination with a quote that read, "I've never wished a man dead, but I have read some obituaries with great pleasure." The lawsuit says despite the post being made on Duncan's private account, the district fired him for it anyway, and he argues that it violated his First Amendment rights. Well, in other news, if you tend to have a heavy foot, now's a good time to ease up on the pedal. Starting tomorrow through the end of the month, Arkansas law enforcement will be taking part in the Speeding Slows You Down campaign. Officers across the state will be extra attentive for drivers going over the speed limit and writing tickets. Police say the goal is to remind drivers to slow down and prevent crashes. Meanwhile, city leaders in Greenwood are taking measures to improve public safety. The city will pay for lighting inside the walking trail tunnel and beneath the South Main Street connector to the bypass.
We've got one other tunnel in Greenwood on our park system, and then we go under a bridge. So it's just always been something that we looked at to make sure that people are safe. And so we've got lighting, I think, in both of those areas, or at least one of those areas. So it was just a safety issue. Hey, let's keep people out of the dark, literally.
The lighting is estimated to cost around $11,000. The mayor of Arcoma says he plans to meet with Police Chief Michael Ivey and Assistant Chief Mallory Speaks today. Ivey and Speaks were placed on paid administrative leave more than 2 weeks ago. The town board voted this week to give the mayor temporary authority over employment decisions involving both positions. Ivey did not tell us what the grievances were, but says he disputes those claims.
They're a big bunch of nothing burgers covered by the Constitution, freedom of speech. I mean, there's just really nothing to them.
Ivey has also filed a lawsuit against the town. He says he wants a judge to slow the process down. Meanwhile, the mayor says the board's decision this week was meant to help handle matters more efficiently. When asked about concerns from residents who want more transparency.
If it was up to me, we would tell them all this stuff, but until there's some sort of court ruling saying we can, or unless they say we can, we can't discuss personnel matters.
He says they've consulted with their city attorney, and the town is also working to keep public safety from being impacted. A Springdale business owner is suing the city, he says, because a city road project is hurting his car wash. Farrell Sexton owns Tidal Wave USA on the corner of Powell Street and Robinson Avenue. He says construction, equipment, dirt, and cones have blocked or limited access to parts of his business. Sexton says the city is working within an easement, but that runs through what customers use as a driveway.
I want the growth, and I really thought that the growth there would be good for the business. I mean, I want cars to be able to come in and out, but I don't think it should be at the expense of me losing business while they're doing the improvements.
In a statement, Springdale city attorney says the city is aware of Sexton's allegations, has worked with his attorney, and will not comment further because of pending litigation. President Trump said this morning that Iran wants to make a deal after both sides traded fresh strikes overnight. But the president expressed skepticism that Iran would stick to any agreement. Nanya Santuabansu is at the White House with the latest on that, plus the intrigue surrounding the decision to have the president switch planes on his way home from the NATO summit in Turkey.
For a second night, the U.S. launched heavy strikes against targets inside Iran. President Trump called it retribution for recent Iranian aggression in the Strait of Hormuz.
We just hit them very hard, and I say we hit them 20-1. Every time they hit us, we're going to hit them 20.
Iran responded by targeting U.S. military sites in Bahrain and Kuwait and threatened to completely close the strait, as the Memo of Understanding, or MOU, that was meant to lead to a permanent deal continues to crumble.
President Trump said that the MOU means that the strait is open, but the Iranians interpreted the same language in the MOU as meaning they control the strait. And for them, controlling the strait means they get to shoot at ships that aren't complying with their instructions.
Still, President Trump insists Iran is desperate to negotiate.
They called a little while ago. They want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal.
The president was asked if threats from Iran led to the decision to leave Turkey on the old Air Force One before switching to the new Air Force One in the United Kingdom.
The stated reason for the change was to give U.S. troops abroad a chance to tour the new luxury jet. But the president also acknowledged to reporters that he's an Iranian target.
I'm number one on their list before you. But if I go, you go.
In a statement Thursday, the White House said the new Air Force One has been fitted with high-level security protocols that ensure the safety of the president, while adding the White House uses every tool, including distraction and misdirection, to address threats. Nana Santuabansu, CBS News, the White House.